Have you ever went out on a run and noticed abnormal amounts of discomfort in your feet as you went along or even as soon as you started? This is a common problem for many people in the running atmosphere, and it tends to be a reason why they draw away from the sport of running. What these people don't know is that this sensation isn't a normal thing, and they tend to confuse it with the pain of just running. Majority of the time, as new runners start up to crank out miles in their shoes, these shoes weren't made for the sole purpose of running. According to sports medicine specialists at the HVFA, the Hudson Valley Foot Associates, running creates a force that is about 3 times that of your normal body weight. Over time, this force can create small problems that can build up into serious issues. Experts from the Methodist McKinney Hospital also say that the wear of improper running shoes can lead to plantar fasciitis, tendinitis, hammer toe, bunions, and even stress fractures. The first step into finding the perfect fit running shoe is to figure out what your goals are when it comes to running. Everyone has different reasons for running. Some people train for marathons, other people train for cross country, other people train for track, and some people train to just improve their health. Different purposes can change the overall feel of shoes because faster paced shoes can have a carbon fiber plate or even be made with materials that can make the shoe significantly lighter, allowing you to run at faster paces with less energy exertion. There are also trail shoes that provide extra tread to provide more stability while running on trails and uneven surfaces. This helps you so you won't trip and fall over a root or even some dirt or even just a wet patch of ground. For example, I run in the Mach 6 that provides me with a light shoe that provides a bit of energy return to make sure that when I'm training to run the 5K and the mile, I can produce quality training. As you can tell, there's not too much cushion compared to what normal Hokas are and to just compared to what a lot of running shoes are nowadays. And it's also a pretty narrow shoe and it's very, very light. So when I like to run, I like to have a light shoe that fits very narrow, fits my foot well, and it also just feels very light. And it does give me that energy return that I need. The second step I recommend is figuring out what your foot needs. The most simple way to distinct this is to start off with your shoe size. When finding a running shoe, you need to half size up in order to prevent blisters and bunions when running. As you run, your feet tend to swell up and it would be quite uncomfortable to have a tight shoe on while this occurs. My normal shoe size is a men's 7, but when I run, I tend to size up to a 7.5. This helps me so that when I run or go downhill, my foot is normally right up here, but it still has this extra bit of room so that when I do go down and I'm running down a hill, or I'm just running a lot and my foot tends to move around a bit, I make sure that my foot doesn't hit the top of this and bad things don't occur. One should also go out to a run specialty store that provides customers with a full run through about what your foot needs and what shoe would be the best fit for you. This would be a great idea, and the best place to go to in Fort Smith is True Grit Running Company. A lot of stores nowadays, they tend to have a treadmill or they tend to have some sort of machine that can help distinct what your foot actually needs. They can let you know what type of pressures you have in your feet so that if your heel shows a bit too much pressure, it can get you a higher cushion shoe in the back heel so that it can alleviate some of that pressure and some of that pain. Or they can get you right with an insert so that if your arches are too low, hence the pressure, it can allow you to have an arch support that can help alleviate or take away some of that pain, or even plantar fasciitis. And this could also show how much support you would need. A lot of people tend to pronate, which means that their ankles tend to roll in a little bit, or their arch is just completely flat on the ground. And people who tend to have this problem tend to need more stability. The shoes that I have almost none because my arches are very high and my ankles also don't roll in. So there's no stability on the sides and even right here, but there's a lot of other shoes that have a huge guide rail on the side or even just have a wider base so these problems don't happen. I hope you find a perfect fit running shoe and good luck with your training.